the grape seed, I was outside when they
That's
were
r-
chopping up.
Yeah, I mean, it's about the right size for grape shot, you know, which is
For what?
grape shot, or canister rounds, or what it's called. It's a cannonball. There's also, I mean, at the time of the Revolutionary War, there are 2-pound cannon as well. And I think this might be a little large for that. They're little tiny guns that they use. 2 to 4 pound cannon were pretty common.
Yeah, she found that.
I found that
Yeah.
Did you?
on the shirt. I'm suspecting it got uncovered. I mean, I would think something like that can wash ashore.
Yeah, no, it can water. So, I mean, the ocean will move things like this. Yeah.
Where did you find it, Esther?
Just right on the North Beach.
I mean, I would suspect,
On the
you know,
beach.
that it's,
Well, it was right in the water line.
it's also, it
was
could be
uncovered.
Civil War period canister. Like, grape shot canister is mostly used to damage the rigging of ships, right?
Yes.
Right, they fire it into the rigging to tear out the sails and tear out all the ropes and everything that you're gonna use. Yeah, the canister that they use, like we think of grape shot that you're gonna fire against people, are all like, they're like so
How much did that one weigh?
it doesn't weigh much. It's only about, it's less than a pound probably. So that, it probably is a canister shot, like, that's what they would be called. They would put, you know, normally a cannon has some sort of projectile, you know, if you think about it can have a ball of any size. And it could be that, it's pretty light too, to be, feels like it's almost hollow.
That feels like more than a pound.
Yeah,
A box of Oreos is a
okay.
pound.
And how do you know that?
That feels like 2 boxes of Oreos.
Not in our
One
house.
besides Oreo.
That's supposed to be a pound.
Box of Oreos in our
Sour
house is
cream.
not a pound.
Anyway,
At least not for us.
Sour cream?
it is.
Let's
16
compare.
ounces.
Okay, let's compare here.
So,
Yeah, this feels like way more than a pound.
okay. So,
I mean, we have eaten a little of this.
yeah, okay.
Is that,
It wouldn't make any
Liquid
difference. It'd be the same.
Yeah.
No,
It would hurt more than that sour cream
yeah, it would. You know, so
Yes.
in the short run.
instead of having a single ball, they'd have like a wooden can. They have there's a piece of wood on the top and the bottom, and they stack 6 or 8 of these balls inside there and have some straps that hold them together. Put that in the cannon and fire it, and as soon as it comes out, it just spreads out like a shotgun.
Oh,
Yeah. That's the purpose of that stuff, you know. And grape shot, yeah, are usually about that size. That's not a bad size. But it could be, like I said, it's either Revolutionary War or Civil War, because the blockade, the Federal Navy has the blockade, and there's all kinds of ordnance that washes up on all the islands around Charleston related to that. So, yeah.
So now we have the big
I can't
case.
retire on this piece though, right?
No, unless you find the right
what I really
person. Yeah, there might be someone. Oh yeah, that's good. Early 18th century.
What is it?
It's just a lead glazed redware. It's some sort of utilitarian vessel.
Okay.
You know, bowls that they're using to prepare food, storage vessels.
What little I know about making pottery, it really requires some very intense temperatures. How did they obtain those temps?
Well, in Europe, they have kilns that they build that they put the pottery into. You know, they have huge structures that they're heating and firing.
Even back in those
Yeah,
days.
yeah. I mean, yeah. None of the Indian pottery is all fired over just an open fire. You know, but all of the European wares are kiln. They're mass produced and
It's probably not as durable then as stuff
Right.
that can go in a kiln now.
yeah.
Let's move to the big box, unless you're done.
No, I think it's resin. It's pine
It's
resin.
resin. Okay.
You know, which they collected to make turpentine with and stuff like
Well,
that.
they also had shipbuilding out here. Would it have been involved in
Right, they
that?
would,
They had
convert it to, yeah,
Shipbuilding.
Shipbuilding, yes.
yeah.
And that just came up on the beach one day.
Oh, yeah. But there were huge naval stores, you know, we're a huge market for here, so there's all kinds of people who are collecting that stuff. You know, moving it around.
Yeah, move to this guy because
Okay.
there's a lot of stuff we haven't identified in here. Hatchet head, we know.
Yeah, nice axe.
I don't know what age.
I think it's more like it's cast than wrought.
Ah, that's a
You know,
clue,
so
isn't
so
it?
it's a little bit later. It could be anywhere probably from early to mid 19th century forward. Wow.
What is that?
It's a coal, yeah. Yeah. Just a piece of coal, which again, you know, they're using coal to drive steamships, etc. This
But
is
it's
just
not getting any coal, any charcoal on you, so is it like,
no, I mean it's
So
been
old-
weathered. It's hard enough. that it would-
Densified.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just cold, but they would be burning. That's a piece of bottle glass. It's just really, really weathered. It's really flat. Like it's probably some sort of. Oh, there's a piece of the rim or shoulder. It's just a big bottle, globular bottle. The older the glass is, the more this patina
Ah,
forms
okay.
on it, and it's just the metals again that they put in the glass to clarify it. As it decomposes, they come to the surface and leach out, and you make this patina on there. And ultraviolet radiation contributes to that, changes the
Is
glass.
this a shoe button?
These are probably maybe a clothing buckle. It's too small to be a, you know. And this, it's really, really fine. That's probably, you know, some sort of might be an undergarment or something, a lady's undergarment. You know, have an adjustable strap.
Yeah.
It's a nail, a wrought nail. Yeah, like a bra strap, or that's a nice little button, a little brass button. It's just a clothing button, probably a shirt, you know,
Okay.
some, you know, neck or whatever.
Yeah, this is our mystery box, so.
Okay. This, it's a,
one more question, is that copper I see in there? Copper
there
like?
could be copper in it. Yeah, that's why they used copper to clarify the glass sometimes, and it mixes the metals. They would mix them together.
Yeah.
This is the end. This goes on an umbrella.
Let me see.
It's the tip on the end of an umbrella,
Find
on
it
the
here.
on an umbrella stave,
Hold still a minute. I got
Oh, yeah, to hold the end of
There you
the.
go.
right?
Early
Right.
21st century?
No, it could be 18th century. It's made out of brass and it has a little.
Did anybody ask you about this one?
Yeah. So, you know, on the ends of the staves of the umbrella, there's a little metal
I
piece
can't,
that
we won't be able to hear this. It's
the
too
fabric is sewn into that little hole, and there's a either an iron little pin that's been driven through whatever the material was that was the stave to hold this piece in place. So they probably have a name for those, but I don't know
Here
what
we
it
need
is.
some clapping. I'm not going to get this recording. They can go on the porch.
Look at the sunset.
Attention!
Excuse me, just 1 second. We're trying to record all this stuff, and it's a little difficult with the background noise.
Well, go be happy on the porch.
Have you introduced us?
Happy hour on the porch. It's gorgeous out there. They're for you.
All right, what else we got?
Okay,
Oh,
let's see.
that's much.
Let's set this over here. And yeah, these are pieces of bottle glass. These are well, I think sort of really dark green and flat glass is probably 18th century. They're probably square bottles, you know, rectangular bottles. When you get into the brownish glass, as you get more colors, through the 19th century, you begin to get more colors in glass. Although they continue to make dark green glass, especially for water bottles and stuff, or bottled water. These are all brick fragments, yeah, just pieces of brick, probably locally made brick again. Same clays that the Native Americans are making pots with. You know, the settlers, you know, began making bricks with them. The Africans, they're making bricks. Not sure what this is. An iron ring of some kind. It's possible that it's the end of.
It's
Yeah, this is, it's some sort of a hook. Yeah, it could be on the end of any kind of attachment.
What do you think the age of that might be?
I mean, I think it's wrought. It could be anywhere from 18th century into early 20th century.
It's not barbed.
No, well, I mean,
for sharks.
some of it's coming apart. Yeah, I think it's more likely they're using it, as a hoist, something to lift things with. And bottle glass.
Lots of bottle glass, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, the color, to me, this is more
It's
like
brown.
19th century glass, 1820s to 1880s or 1890s. This is more what you would see, well, this is probably similar age. It's just, it begins to develop this patina just because it's been out there. It's being weathered by the sun.
Chemicals
and the
attached?
ocean.